I'm a list nobody scraping by at the absolute bottom of the entertainment industry. To pay the bills, I took a gig as a background extra on a star-studded dating reality show. Who could have predicted that Sophia, the nation's beloved sweetheart, a household name at the peak of her career, would single me out, this random walk-on, as her on-screen partner during the live broadcast, and then proceed to dote on me non-stop for the whole world to see. Only I knew the secret. This glamorous A-list goddess was actually my clingy childhood best friend. Another audition. Another rejection. I dragged my exhausted body out of the producer's office, crumpling the failed resume in my fist. I couldn't even land a tiny extra role these days. Liam. Over here. Claire. My agent. Waved from the end of the hallway with that familiar look, the one that said, "I got you a gig. But you're gonna hate it." She slapped a call sheet down in front of me. Dating show. Heartbeat countdown. Mix of live and pre-recorded. They need you as filler. Background for the male leads. Pop in now and then. Stay out of the way. Pays $1,000 a day. 3-day shoot. That's it. I frowned. Complaining again. You got rent due this month. Claire rolled her eyes. Quit being picky. For a nobody like you. A paycheck's a paycheck. Be grateful. I stood in front of the bathroom mirror at the agency, staring at my reflection. A plain, unremarkable face. Eyes heavy with self-doubt. There were thousands of guys just like me in this industry. Disposable and forgettable. One bad day away from being tossed out entirely. Fine. I'll take it. I sighed and turned to leave. I arrived on set early on recording day. The lavish set. Blinding stage lights. Bustling crew, everything screamed that I didn't belong here. One by one, the celebrities filed in. Sharp in tailored suits. Glowing under the lights. I shrank back into the shadows, steadying my breath, trying to make myself invisible. I caught snippets of whispers nearby. Who's that guy? Never seen him before. Probably filler. Just some random extra. Lucas is here. A ripple of excitement swept through the crowd. I looked up to see the popular male lead striding in, immediately swarmed by assistants and staff. He flashed his signature perfect smile and waved to onlookers. That's when a brighter light seemed to fill the entire entrance. Sophia. My heart slammed against my ribs, nearly jumping out of my chest. What was she doing here? Sophia. The nation's sweetheart. A phenomenon-level top star. And my childhood best friend. The girl I'd grown up with. Hardly anyone knew our secret. Even all these years later. We'd stayed in touch in private. She'd sneak me care packages with daily essentials. Text me sharp at midnight on my birthday. And whine just like she did when we were kids, complaining about work and begging her Liam to make her sweet and sour pork ribs. Her affection for me was impossible to miss. But I never dared to reciprocate. What right did a list nobody have to stand next to the nation's goddess? She wore a simple white dress, greeting staff with quiet elegance. Why would she join a dating show? Someone of her status didn't need the exposure. Before I could finish the thought, her gaze cut straight through the crowd and locked onto mine. For a split second, she froze. Then a sly, mischievous smile tugged at her lips. My stomach dropped. I knew that look. What was that girl planning now? Attention. Everyone. The couple selection round starts in 10 minutes and it's going out live. The director's voice boomed across the set, yanking me out of my thoughts. I waited quietly for the segment to begin. Hello, viewers. The host's warm voice filled the studio. After a lively introduction of all the cast members, the moment everyone had been waiting for arrived. The female contestants would choose their romantic partners. Tension crackled in the air. The front row male leads, Lucas included, wore confident, self-assured smiles. After all, pairing up with Sophia meant weeks of viral headlines and skyrocketing exposure. All right, Sophia. As our first female guest to choose who's your pick for your heart's match. The host held out the microphone, voice brimming with anticipation. The entire studio held its breath. Sophia scanned the room, her gaze finally settling on me. Looking at that smile of hers, that sinking feeling in my chest only grew stronger. I choose. Her voice rang out clear and bright through the speakers. Liam. The air went dead still. Lucas's confident smile froze mid-face, twisting into something ugly. The other male guests stared in stunned disbelief. Even the production team seemed caught off guard. Silence hung heavy over the set. Meanwhile, The live chat exploded. Did I hear that right? Who did Sophia pick? Who's Liam? I've never heard of him. Is he some random guy they pulled off the street? She passed on Lucas and James for a nobody. This has to be a script. Right. Rigged. Total rigged job. I feel so bad for Lucas. What's this Liam's deal? How'd he get Sophia to pick him? LMAO. Look at his face. Dude's shocked. Definitely didn't see this coming. My mind went completely blank. Disbelief warred with a flustered, long-buried feeling rising up in my chest. Sophia acted as if she hadn't noticed the chaos around her. Or the firestorm in the comments. She set down her mic, lifted the hem of her dress, and walked straight toward me. She stopped right in front of me, tilting her head slightly. Her eyes were soft, playful, and full of that familiar "I just pulled a prank and I'm proud of it" look. She held out her hand, waving her pale fingers in front of my face with a playful lilt. "Hi, Liam. Pleasure to partner with you." Before I could react, she laced her fingers through mine. The second her skin touched mine, it felt like an electric shock. All the noise around me faded away. All I could see was her smile. So close it felt like I could reach out and touch it. The next segment started right on schedule. Per the show's format, each couple drew a date location and completed an assigned task to build chemistry. Today, all couples will go on their first date. The entire date will be streamed live. So everyone just relax and be yourselves. The director announced. His words only made my nerves worse. I stared at the task card: romantic picnic. Prepare one homemade dish for your partner. My palms were damp with sweat. This was surreal, like someone had taken our private, casual dynamic and dragged it out under the spotlight for everyone to gawk at. It made my skin crawl. Sophia, on the other hand, seemed completely natural. Almost excited. Even. She looped her arm through mine, paying no mind to the cameras or crew. Leaning in close, she murmured so only I could hear, "Don't be nervous, Liam. Just act like we always do. I've got you. Okay." Her warm breath fanned across my ear, carrying that faint jasmine scent she'd loved since we were kids. My ears burned red, and my heart picked up speed. I nodded stiffly, forcing myself to look calm. In the live chat, viewers were already losing their minds. Sophia just linked arms with him. That's so sweet. Oh my God. He's blushing. What a cute, wholesome guy. Sophia's being so forward. I love it. The picnic spot was a scenic lakeside park. The crew had laid out an elegant spread. But per the task, we still had to cook our own dishes. I took a deep breath. I'd make sweet and sour pork ribs, the dish she'd loved since she was little. The one she still begged me for all the time. Just as I expected, Sophia's eyes lit up the second she heard the name. Her face lit up with unfiltered delight. The crew had set up a simple outdoor stove and fresh ingredients. I handled the ribs with practiced ease, fine beads of sweat forming on my forehead from the outdoor heat. Sophia stood right beside me, watching me work like a curious kid. She'd hand me a plate now and then, or pass me a bottle of seasoning. When she noticed the sweat on my forehead, she grabbed a tissue and dabbed it away gently. Her touch soft and natural. "Careful. Don't get sweat in your eyes," she said, voice warm with concern. My chest softened, staring at her face so close to mine. I almost forgot we were on live television. The live chat blew up all over again. She wiped his sweat. "Sophia's so thoughtful. How is this guy so lucky? The goddess herself is wiping sweat off him. This is so domestic. They look like an old married couple." Is Liam blushing again? LMAO. He's so innocent. I pulled myself together and focused back on cooking. When the fragrant, glossy ribs came off the heat and onto a plate, Sophia looked like she could barely contain herself. She picked up a piece with her chopsticks, blew on it carefully, and took a bite. Her eyes fluttered shut in pure satisfaction. Exactly the taste I remember. So good. Liamuri amazing. She'd almost slipped and called me Liamy. My heart skipped a beat. Thankfully she caught herself just in time. If she'd said it on live TV, the chat would have imploded. During the lunch portion, Sophia completely abandoned her usual cool, elegant goddess persona. She turned into a foolin' feeding machine. She peeled a plump, shiny shrimp and held it out to my mouth naturally. "Open up. These are super fresh." I almost flinched away on instinct, But when I met her bright, expectant eyes, I found myself opening my mouth without thinking. She'd fed me 100 times at home. But never in front of this many people. This fish has no bones. Try it. This salad's good for you. Eat more. You're too skinny. You need to eat more. Have you been working too hard lately? She chattered on, piling food onto my plate nonstop. Her movements were effortless. But her eyes were full of fondness and concern. Practically spilling over. I felt awkward. Sure, but more than that. I felt a warm, familiar feeling I hadn't felt in a long time. For all these years, I'd been the one quietly looking after her, reminding her to eat on time, to take care of herself. Now the roles were reversed. It felt strange and strangely wonderful. Without me noticing, all the little habits we'd built over a lifetime started showing on camera. When the sun slanted low and shone right in her eyes, I shifted my body to block the glare. When she tripped over the picnic blanket, I caught her arm before she could fall. When we had a mixed vegetable dish, I automatically picked out all the cilantro for her. When sauce smudged the corner of her mouth, I wiped it off with a tissue without even thinking. The cameras caught every single one of those small moments. And the chat went wild. Oh my God. The way he blocked the sun. That's such a tiny, specific detail. Liam's reflexes are insane. Total boyfriend material. He knows she hates cilantro. Are you kidding me? That's way too real. He wiped sauce off her mouth. I'm screaming. There's no way this is scripted. Okay, I kinda ship these two. I came here for Lucas. But I'm low-key switching sides. Liam seems so sweet. The quiet, caring type. I'm obsessed. Not far away. Lucas was paired up with another female celebrity. He watched our easy, intimate dynamic. And his face got darker and darker by the second. He picked up a glass of juice and walked over, wearing that fake, polite smile. Ms. Sophia and Mr. Liam get along so well. You two must have practiced a lot off-screen. Sophia glanced at him. Tone flat. I guess. Still better than you. I'd say. Lucas took the jab but didn't back down. He turned his gaze to me, with a faint, sneering edge under his polite tone. Mr. Liam, are you this attentive to every girl on set? You're quite the role model. No wonder Ms. Sophia picked you. It was a clear dig implying I was a serial charmer. A people-pleaser who flirted with everyone. And that Sophia had only chosen me because I'd manipulated her. I frowned. I was never good at this kind of backhanded insult. For a second, I didn't know what to say. The chat stirred again. What's Lucas going on about? That's so passive-aggressive. Oh. The drama's starting. This is gonna get messy. Before I could come up with a response, Sophia spoke first. She set down her fork, looked up at Lucas, and smiled that same polite smile, but her eyes had gone cold. Mr. Lucas, are you saying you're not attentive to your partners? That's a real shame. If so. She paused, then looped her arm through mine again, resting her head lightly on my shoulder. Her voice was sweet, proud, and unapologetic. Liam's always been this sweet to me. I'm just used to it. That's all. She put extra emphasis on always and used to it. Her eyes challenging as she flicked them up at Lucas. Lucas's face went dark. His smile froze completely. The hand holding his juice glass trembled a little. The live stream exploded. Oh my God, Sophia is so badass. Always and used to it. What does that mean? Are they already dating? The goddess just clapped back directly. I love her. Lucas looks like he's about to explode LMAO. He had it coming. I'm officially locking this ship. Throw away the key. They're perfect. I could feel the soft weight of her on my shoulder. That faint jasmine scent wrapping around me. My chest felt warm. She was protecting me again. She'd always been like this. Ever since we were kids, like a little sun. Fierce and bright. Shielding me from everything bad. Chasing away all the dark days. Only this time, she was doing it in front of millions of viewers. When recording paused for a break, all the cameras pulled away. Sophia immediately leaned in closer, lacing her fingers through mine. Don't pay attention to that guy. Liam. It's you and me. Always. Lucas is just a jerk with a big mouth. Don't let him get to you. She smoothed out the wrinkles in my shirt without thinking. The motion so natural and intimate. I stared at the fine sweat on her forehead. My chest tight with a mix of fondness and worry. I'm fine. You shouldn't make enemies over me. Though. I dabbed the sweat off her forehead. Voice quiet. Sophia caught my wrist before I could pull my hand away, nuzzling my palm like an affectionate cat. Her eyes, though, were dead serious. I want to. Nobody gets to mess with what's mine. Her hand was warm and steady, full of unshakable feeling. I could feel the heat of her skin seeping into mine. That wall I'd built around my heart cracked just a little more. Do you have any idea how big of a storm this is gonna cause? I whispered, holding her gaze. Since when do I care about that? She challenged. I looked into her bright eyes. I could see my own reflection clear as day in them. Maybe it was time I was brave for once. The night the first full episode aired, the Sophia-Liam couple tag blew up every trending chart at a speed no one could have predicted. Clicking into the hashtag flooded you with endless discussion clips, screenshots, memes, even fan art. In just one day, there was a mountain of content. Most of it gushing over Sophia's bold pursuit of me and all my quiet, caring little habits. The comments and live chat were full of people losing their minds over the chemistry. This couple is so sweet. The way Sophia looks at Liam. She's totally head over heels. Liam doesn't talk much, but he's such a gentleman. All those tiny details hit so different. How did we never notice Liam before? He's so clean and quiet and caring. My type. From today on, I'm a diehard Liam Sophia stan. I'm addicted. But along with the exploding popularity came the doubt. After all, Sophia was an A-list superstar, and I was a nobody no one had heard of. The massive gap in status felt impossible to a lot of people. Unacceptable. Even. Scripted. 100 scripted. There's no way Sophia would go for some flop. Her agency definitely put her up to it. Liam definitely manipulated her somehow. How else would a nobody land someone like her? What a scammer. Just using Sophia to get famous. Gross. Wake up. Sophia. Don't fall for it. I give it a month. Total PR stunt. It'll crash and burn. I set down my phone, rubbing my temples. Blowing up overnight wasn't all it was cracked up to be, not when half the internet was calling you a liar and a user. My phone rang. I glanced at the caller ID. Sophia. Did you see the trending tags? She sounded almost excited. I did. I sighed. Seriously. You little menace. Everyone's calling me a gold digger leeching off a big celebrity now. Liam is eating off my success so bad. She fake gasped, pretending to be offended. I just want the whole world to know about us. Is that a crime? Fine. Fine. Of course it's not a crime. I laughed despite myself. Then the worry crept back in. But is this gonna hurt your career? I don't care about the consequences. She was stubborn as ever. Just then, my phone buzzed. A text from Claire. Bad news. Check social media right now. I hung up quickly and opened the app. As my name got bigger, so did the smears. Dirt on me came out of nowhere. Nasty and vicious. Exposed. Liam's terrible acting. 0 credits. Total industry leech. Insider claims. Liam's a terrible person. Stole roles. Stepped on others to get ahead. Liam's messy private life. Linked to multiple women. List actor Liam uses Sophia to climb the ladder. Total opportunist. Sensational headline after sensational headline. Full of half-truths and outright lies. Spread like wildfire across the internet. Liam get out of showbiz. Poor Sophia got scammed on toxic hashtag after another popped up. All dripping with malice. My hands started shaking. None of it was true. I could barely pay my rent most months. How was I supposed to be out partying every night? My comment section was completely overrun. Full of vicious insults and personal attacks. Loser. Trash. Get out of the industry. Leave Sophia alone. Heard you sleep around. Gross. Don't ruin our goddess. Bad actor. Bad person. Flop forever. Disappear already. My phone rang again. This time it was Claire. Liam. Her voice was heavy. Lucas's company is behind this. They paid off a bunch of tabloid accounts. Hired trolls to flood everything. They're smearing you non-stop. Why? Just because Sophia didn't pick him. Not just that. Your couple's blowing up too fast. If you two keep going, Lucas's whole arc on the show is worthless. It's bad for his brand. His endorsements. Everything. They're destroying you to save his image and his clout. Claire paused. Our agency, we don't have the pull to fight this. We can't protect you. I gripped my phone tighter. Claire. Are you saying I should quit the show? You're a small-time actor. You can't win against people like them. Just walk away. Wait for it to blow over. I didn't answer. I just hung up silently. It was late at night. But the online harassment showed no signs of slowing down. If anything, it was getting worse. Every cruel comment cut like a knife. But what hurt most was knowing Sophia was getting dragged into it too. Sophia must be blind. Feel so bad for the nation's sweetheart. She got played. That loser doesn't deserve Sophia. I sat by the window, staring out at the city lights. I'd never felt so alone. Maybe Claire was right. Maybe I should quit. I shouldn't drag her down with me. Who was I? Anyway. Some list nobody. What right did I have to stand beside her? My phone buzzed. A video call from Sophia. I hesitated. Then answered. Her face popped up on screen. Her eyes were red and puffy. She'd been crying. Liam. Don't read any of that stuff. Her voice was thick with worry. I saw the comments. They're all garbage. I'm fine. I forced a smile. I already told legal to prepare lawsuits. She said firmly. Anyone who messes with you is messing with me. You don't have to go that far for me. I gave a bitter laugh. You know how many people are waiting for you to look like you got scammed. Right. How many times do I have to say it? I don't care about any of that. There were tears in her eyes when she said it. But her expression was unshakable. The more determined she looked, the guiltier I felt. But I don't want to see you get hurt. I said quietly. Liam. What are you so afraid of? She stared straight into the camera. Why do you think I joined this show in the first place? We're gonna face this together. I want everyone to see nobody gets to break us apart. Not when I've chosen you. Her voice was full of that unyielding stubbornness I'd known my whole life. I looked at her determined face on the screen. And a storm of emotion swelled in my chest. Maybe this time. I couldn't run away anymore. Recording for the new episode started soon after. The tension on set was thick enough to cut. The online firestorm from the last episode had every staff member on edge. I stood in the corner of the break area, sipping water quietly, feeling eyes on me from every direction. Curiosity, distance, even quiet pity or quiet glee. That's what online harassment does. Mr. Liam. A sharp voice cut through the air beside me. You look a little rough today. All the pressure getting to you. Lucas stood there with fake concern plastered all over his face. But his eyes dripped with smug mockery. He wore an expensive designer suit, practically radiating winter energy from head to toe. All that stuff online, hey. Don't take it too hard. He leaned in, clapping me on the shoulder in that fake friendly way. Showbiz is like that. The bigger you get, the more drama you get. But hey, you gotta know your place sometimes. Don't reach for things that aren't meant for you. I clenched my fist. I didn't say a word. I just stared at him coldly. Just then, an assistant hurried over to tell us it was time to go on set. Welcome back, everyone, to the second episode of Heartbeat Countdown. The host's booming voice filled the studio. Sophia and I sat side by side on the couch. She squeezed my hand under the table, giving me a soft, reassuring smile. She wore a light blue dress today, her hair falling soft over her shoulders. She looked stunning. The segment was a simple Q&A game. Guests took turns drawing question cards and answering them together with the group. The mood was light enough until it was Lucas's turn. He drew a card, pretended to frown, then smirked meaningfully. Whoa. This one's pretty personal. He cleared his throat, glancing back and forth between Sophia and me. To help our viewers get to know our couples better, how about a little truth or dare? Let's ask, is the feeling between you and your partner real or fake? The studio went dead silent. Every eye in the room turned to us. My throat went tight. My palms started sweating. What a great question. The host latched onto it immediately, clearly smelling ratings. Then why don't you answer first? Liam. Liam, are your feelings for Sophia real? Or are they just for the show? The live chat blew up instantly. Here it is. The million-dollar question. Finally. Let's watch this fake couple crash and burn. How's Liam gonna lie his way out of this one? I feel so bad for Sophia. Popcorn ready. Let's see what they say. Every camera zoomed in on my face, catching every tiny twitch of expression. The stage lights burned hot, making it hard to breathe. Lucas's smug, triumphant look was impossible to miss, like he was already watching me crumble. I could feel my breath coming faster, my heartbeat thundering in my ears. It was a trap. A perfect, carefully laid trap. If I said my feelings were real, they'd call me a clout chaser, a fraud using her for fame. If I said they were fake, the whole show fell apart and Sophia would take the fall with me. Right when I thought the pressure would break me, a warm, steady hand wrapped around mine where it rested on my knee. I turned my head. Sophia was smiling at me. There was no hesitation, no doubt in that smile, only complete trust and encouragement. She mouthed 2 silent words to me: "Don't be afraid." In that moment, a flood of memories hit me. I stared at her, and every moment we'd shared growing up flashed through my mind. I remembered her remembering my birthday even after she got famous. I remembered her texting me at midnight, saying she craved my sweet and sour pork ribs. Enough. I wasn't running anymore. I took a deep breath and squeezed her hand back. She blinked in surprise. Then her eyes lit up. I gave her a steady, determined look right back. I was done running. I didn't want to leave her to face all of this alone. I didn't want to let all the doubt and cruelty hurt her anymore. And more than anything, I didn't want to keep denying what was between us. I was gonna tell the whole world. My feelings for her were real. More real than anything. I looked into the cameras, feeling the heat of the lights and the weight of every gaze. Once I'd made my decision, all the noise and pressure washed away like a receding tide. I knew what I was about to say would cause an uproar. But we were ready. I smiled gently into the lens, my voice clear and steady. The host asked if my feelings for Sophia are real or fake. I paused, glancing over at the girl beside me. Her bright eyes were full of hope and encouragement. I squeezed her hand softly, letting her know it was okay. Then I turned back to the camera, slow and deliberate. Instead of letting everyone guess and doubt, why don't we tell you the whole story ourselves? Today, 20 years of memories washed over me like a tide. My voice went soft. Sophia, do you remember the first time we met? Outside the kindergarten in Old Town. Sophia froze for a second, then smiled and nodded hard. There was a faint wobble in her voice. Of course I remember. The live chat erupted in confusion. Wait, what? Kindergarten? What is happening right now? Where is this going? Aren't they gonna answer the real fake question? Why are they talking about childhood? I did not see this twist coming. I have a feeling we're about to get a bombshell. Like, decades-old bombshell. I ignored the doubt, lost in the memory. It was 20 years ago. Summer. A soft, nostalgic smile tugged at my lips. We were 5 years old. She was this tiny little crybaby, and I was this quiet kid who never talked. She was standing outside the kindergarten, sobbing her eyes out. So I walked over, gave her half my only cookie, and told her not to be scared. I paused. I could see Sophia's eyes glistening. We were total opposites, but somehow, we became best friends. Inseparable. After school, we'd run wild through the old alleyways. We'd climb the wall outside our neighbor's house to peek at their bird's nest. And she fell off the low wall and scraped her knee. I carried her home. She was almost as tall as me back then, and I was huffing and puffing the whole way. She cried even harder on my back. Not because it hurt, but because she was scared her mom would yell at her. And she made me promise not to tell. I laughed a little, like I was right back there again. Sophia listened quietly, her eyes getting redder and redder. But a happy smile never left her face. We went to the same elementary school, too. She got good grades. She was bright and popular. The teacher's pet. Always followed by a crowd of kids. I was still the quiet one. But every time some boy picked on her, I'd jump in first, even if I couldn't win. I'd stand in front of her to protect her. Then she'd round up all her friends and get me back. I remember once, I wanted this comic book set really bad, but my family couldn't afford it. I'd just stand in the store and stare at it. The next day, she handed me a brand new set, eyes all bright, and said, "Liam, this is for you. Happy birthday." Later I found out she'd spent almost 6 months of her pocket money on it. Every detail was simple, and every detail was true. Sophia and I smiled at each other. All those years together, they were the most precious thing we had. The chat was going insane. Oh my god. They're childhood friends. I'm sorry. What? That's insane. They've known each other since kindergarten. That's over 20 years. No wonder Sophia's so sweet to him. They grew up together. That's such a strong foundation. When I was 15, my family lost everything. My dad ended up in the hospital. I shut down completely. Sophia came to see me every single day. She'd walk with me to the hospital, my voice thickened. She'd drag me to the track to run, saying exercise would make me forget my problems. I knew she was just scared I'd shut myself away and overthink everything. She'd collect all these dumb jokes and tell them to me, even when they weren't funny at all. She just wanted to make me smile. She'd split her lunch with me every day, ordering me to eat it because she knew I was skipping lunch to save money. Later, when I decided to go to art school, everyone thought I was crazy. Even my own family told me to give up. Only her. Only she believed in me. Completely. She came with me to sign up. Practiced with me every day. She believed in me more than I believed in myself. During the hardest, darkest days, she was the light. She kept me going. She told me never to give up. As I spoke, the production team sprang into action. With approval from both our teams, the big screen lit up with old photos, each one carrying years of history. The first photo, 2 tiny kids in cute outfits, posing outside the kindergarten. The girl had 2 pigtails, hiding shyly behind the boy. Then there we were in school uniforms, standing side by side at the basketball court. Young and awkward. Then college years. A selfie she dragged me into. Even photos from the last couple years, her in sunglasses and a mask, sneaking onto my tiny drama sets. Blurry shots paparazzi had caught. The chat completely exploded. It's real. They really have known each other this long. Oh my god. This is the sweetest thing I've ever seen. I'm actually crying. This is like the perfect love story origin. Childhood friends who stuck together through thick and thin. This beats every scripted romance ever. Liam went through so much. Sophia really was his light. At the same time, someone dug up Sophia's old private account and all her interactions with Meher, encouraging me when I failed auditions. Don't give up, Liam. You'll land the lead next time. And me congratulating her when she won awards. Congrats to my favorite star. Always proud of you. The hashtag Sophia Liam childhood sweethearts rocketed to the #1 trending spot. Bright red breaking tag and all. Every single doubt. Every smear. Every claim of scripted or stunt or Liam using her crumbled to dust in the face of all that proof. Everyone held their breath, listening. Even Lucas had nothing to say. I finished the last of my stories and turned to look at the girl beside me. Her face was streaked with tears and smiles. Those beautiful eyes were full of emotion, gratitude, joy, and so much love. And she was staring right at me. My voice wavered a little, thick with feeling, but it came out clear and strong, carrying through the whole studio and out to millions of viewers. So when the host asked if my feelings for Sophia are real or fake, I want to say this. They're more real than anyone could ever imagine. And there's something Sophia never knew. Or rather, something I never had the courage to tell her. I took a deep breath. For the first time in my life, I gathered every ounce of courage I had. I spoke slowly, deliberately, every word heavy with meaning. And that's how much I love her. I worked so hard. Tried so hard to climb higher. To get closer to you. Not for the fame. Not for the glory. Only so that one day I could stand beside you openly and tell you I liked you. I squeezed her hand tight. I always knew how you felt. I was just scared. Scared I wasn't good enough. Scared I didn't deserve to stand next to you. Sophia couldn't hold back anymore. Tears spilled down her face. She reached out and squeezed my hand back. Hard. Through her tears, she smiled the happiest smile I'd ever seen. She spoke into the microphone. To the camera. To the whole world. I want to tell everyone. 2. Liam isn't some list actor. He isn't some random guy using me to get famous. He's my childhood best friend. The most important person in my life. And he's the man I've been secretly in love with for 20 years. I've been waiting all this time, waiting for him to say those words, to me. For a few seconds. There was total silence in the live stream. Then the comments erupted like a volcano that had been building pressure for years. Text flooded the screen so fast you could barely see the video underneath. I'm actually sobbing right now. Childhood friends. 20 years of secret mutual pining. This is the greatest love story ever told. This is what love is supposed to look like. Two people running toward each other. No wonder Sophia picked him first. No wonder she looks at him like that. Hey everyone who hated on Liam earlier. Apologize. Right now. Apologize to Liam. Apologize to Sophia. All those little details blocking the sun. Picking out the cilantro. Wiping her mouth, those are habits you build over a lifetime. I take back everything I said about it being scripted. If this is a script, I'll eat my keyboard. This is better than any drama. Liam said he worked hard just to stand beside her. I'm crying so hard. He loves her so much. From today on. This is my OTP. Nobody gets to break them up. I brought the marriage license. Just get married already. All the vicious insults and doubt. All the malice, they vanished like smoke. In their place was shock. And joy. And endless well wishes. Sophia Liam childhood sweethearts. Sophia Liam 20 years of secret love. Greatest love story. Half a dozen hashtags shot up the trending charts. Taking over every social media platform. The tide had turned completely. Thousands of viewers flooded our profiles. And the pages of those tabloids that had smeared me. Overflowing with excitement and apologies. Right on cue. The camera cut to a close-up of Lucas. His face was pale with rage. His eyes full of shock. Resentment. Jealousy and no small amount of panic and humiliation. He opened his mouth like he wanted to say something. But nothing came out. He just looked down. Awkward and defeated. Trying to escape the lens. He'd wanted to humiliate me on live TV. Instead, he'd been the one to uncover one of the sweetest love stories anyone had ever seen. He'd handed us the perfect moment. All his cheap tricks and petty schemes looked tiny and pathetic next to it. Viewers put it together fast. To digging up all Lucas's snide comments from the show. All the evidence that his team had been behind the smear campaign. Lucas is such a coward. He was behind all this the whole time. Gross. Petty and jealous. How is this guy even famous? All those hit pieces on Liam. He definitely paid for them. That's so low. Listening to Sophia's honest confession. Watching the comments flip from hate to joy. Feeling her hand warm and tight in mine, I felt lighter than I had in years. All the insecurity. All the fear I'd carried for so long, all of it melted away in that moment. I didn't doubt myself anymore. I didn't worry about dragging her down anymore. Because I finally understood, what we had was strong enough to get through anything. For the first time, I could stand tall beside her. Proud and unashamed. I laced my fingers through hers. Tighter. Holding on like I never wanted to let go. I stared into her red, teary eyes. And something fierce and gentle rose up in my chest. In front of every guest. Every crew member. In front of millions of viewers watching live. I spoke softly but clearly. Sophia. I love you. I'm sorry I made you wait so long. Sophia just smiled. Brighter and happier than I'd ever seen her. She didn't say a word. She just stood up on her tiptoes. Wrapped her arms around my neck. And pulled me close. Then, to the sound of everyone's gasps and cheers. Under the flash of 100 cameras. In front of the whole world, she closed her eyes and kissed me. It was a soft kiss. Salty with her tears. It held 20 years of waiting. 20 years of quiet love. 20 years of hope for the future. I froze for half a second. Then kissed her back. Wrapping my arms around her tight. Holding her like I'd never let go. That kiss set off another wave of celebration online. Bigger than the last one. Forever. They kissed. They actually kissed. I can't believe it. Get married. Right now. Today. This is so sweet. This is what love looks like. When we pulled apart. The whole studio erupted in applause and cheers. Sophia rested her head on my shoulder. Whispering so only I could hear. Liam, do you have any idea how long I've waited for this? I wrapped my arm around her shoulders. Murmuring back into her hair. You don't have to wait anymore. Not ever again. Under the stage lights. We held each other tight. For a little while. The whole world faded away. It was just us. 20 years of waiting. And finally. I would found our happy ending. And the start of something brand new. My girl. I could finally hold you out in the open. For everyone to see. After that episode of Heartbeat Countdown aired. It took the entire internet by storm. The show's ratings and online viewership shattered every record. All thanks to our real, beautiful, drama-worthy century confession. It became the biggest reality show of the year, with fans joking it was the national love story documentary. And my name Liam was on everyone's lips overnight. My follower count went from a sad few thousand to over 1 million in just a few days. And it kept climbing. Claire stared at the back-end numbers, grinning from ear to ear. Offers poured in like snowbrand deals. Hit scripts. Invitations to every major show. They piled up on Claire's desk until she joked I'd become the agency's personal cash cow, riding that wave of fame. And with Sophia's quiet connections behind the scenes, I landed roles I'd never dreamed of before. I wasn't just a background extra anymore. I started getting real, meaningful parts with depth. One big-budget historical political drama offered me the second male lead, a quiet, brilliant, deeply loyal character that audiences would love. At first, there were still doubters. People said I only got the role because of the relationship buzz, that I was just Sophia's accessory. But with Sophia's encouragement, I threw myself into the role completely. I studied the script until I knew it by heart. I asked every senior actor on set for advice. I never complained, no matter how long or hard the shoot days got. Sophia would run lines with me every night, sharing all her tricks and years of experience. When the show aired, my performance blew people away. I brought the character to life with quiet precision and raw feeling, earning rave reviews across the board. I proved myself with talent, with hard work, with skill. I earned the respect of the audience and the industry alike. People finally saw the guy everyone knew as Sophia's boyfriend wasn't just her partner. He was an actor worth liking all on his own. And once we went public, we never had to hide again. No more sneaking around. No more ducking cameras. We could be open online, share our sweet little daily moments, shower each other with affection for everyone to see. Sophia would post photos of the breakfast I made her every morning, captioning it, "Liam's cooking. Best way to start the day." I'd post the occasional photo our hands intertwined as we walked at sunset, or her head on my shoulder during a movie. No caption needed. The warmth spoke for itself. We'd sneak to the grocery store together. She'd bounce around telling me what to grab, then wrap her arms around my waist while I cooked, rambling about her day on set. We'd play video games at home, and she'd be terrible at them, and pout when she lost. And I'd let her win every time, smiling and shaking my head. When fans spotted us out and about and posted the photos online, it always sparked another wave of their "so perfect" comments. "Stop it. They're too cute." Is everyday Valentine's Day for them. This is what real couples look like. I will never get tired of this content. I already have my wedding gift ready. Please just announce the date already. Every little interaction gave the fans exactly what they wanted. And more than that, it made people believe in love again. I got used to being affectionate with her on camera, too, because this was us. The real us. Lucas, on the other hand, his career went the exact opposite direction. After the episode aired, fans dug up all his snide remarks and all the proof his team had paid for the smear campaign. His image tanked overnight. Major brands dropped him one after another. The TV show he'd signed on to replaced him. I even heard he threw a fit on set and smashed props. And the director kicked him off entirely. A few years later, a quiet afternoon, sunlight streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows of our cozy living room. I wore soft loungewear and the silly cartoon apron she'd bought me, making her favorite dinner for when she got home from work. All these years had made me stronger, and they'd made me appreciate everything I had. 2. The lock clicked softly. Sophia walked in, a little tired but still glowing. She was more famous than ever now, but at home, she was still the same girl who loved to tease me. She dropped her bag the second she walked in and threw herself into my arms, pressing a loud kiss to my cheek. "I'm home. It smells amazing. What did you make for me today, husband?" She nuzzled into my chest, her voice soft and playful at the end. I laughed and wrapped my arms around her waist, kissing her forehead gently. "Your favorite cola chicken. Go wash your hands. Dinner's almost ready. My superstar." Sophia nodded obediently, but didn't let go. She just looked up at me, her voice so soft it felt like a feather brushing my heart. "Liam, do you know that marrying you is the best, happiest thing I ever did?" My chest felt warm and full. I stared down at the woman I loved. I didn't say a word. I just kissed her. Slow and deep. Letting the kiss say everything I couldn't put into words. Outside. The sunset stretched our shadows long across the floor. Tangled together. Impossible to pull apart. Our love started when we were just kids. Shy and young. It weathered every storm. And finally, under the blessing of millions of viewers, it bloomed into something bright and beautiful. She and I, we'd always be each other's brightest star. Lighting the way for one another. Taking care of one another. Forever. Because we were always meant to be. Hey there. Could you rate this story in the comments? Use a scale of 1 to 10. Please, I am begging you. It really means a lot to me. And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit follow.